I love how you put the lobster up there. My film crew has now become a stuffed lobster.
Crustaceans.
Crustacean. Okay, yay for the crustacean. So, hello, beautifuls and beloveds. I'm Noelle Rose Anderson -Kale, and I'm a lot of things. But I am raw, real, and uncensored, and I'm the dance warrior, and I am here to encourage you with dance. Not so much lately with the dance thing, because we have other things that are more important. Yeah, more important than dance. I never thought I would say that right now, but. And I have a lot to share with you, but usually I'm encouraging you and teaching dance things. But you know what, as a dance warrior, I'm also a human being and a citizen in the United States of America and in this world called Earth. I am an Earthling. You are an Earthling. And as a fellow Earthling, I want to be able to say, the shit is hitting the fan, people, and we've got to get real here. So before we do that, I want you to know something. I created one of the first screenplays ever that was female dominant action hero, and it was a pirate script. We submitted it through my stepfather. My stepfather knew somebody who worked at Disney. Yes, oh my god, the cat's out of the bag. And I was very, very young. I was a teenage girl, and I just loved women. Not in a weird way, but in a very, wow, why can't women do this? I was always very headstrong, and my mom, she was like a Helen Reddy follower. I am a woman, hear me roar. Okay, well, she might have been a feminist. I am not. I just think that women are great. And I think women can do a lot of beautiful, strong, encouraging, inspirational, motivational things and get a lot accomplished when they are not bound or sexualized or treated like shit, basically. Women were created to be the warmth and the salt and the light of the world. Men are not shit, okay? I love men too. They are so important, and shame on the men that didn't protect women. Okay, we're seeing what happened now. You see this? It went too far the other way. Women should not be subservient. Jesus said, I have come to make you all equal, to free all of you. And who the hell is putting people in charge over the people who want to be free? I'm pissed. So anyway, so yeah, and here it is, this beautiful pirate script, and it was a female-led and female healthy, should I say, script, and it was before my time, way before my time, and it dealt with a lot of topics. It dealt with human trafficking. It dealt with, as a kid, I was not stupid. All right, I had a lot of maturity and wisdom, even for a youngin'. And I had a good sense of myself and what I wanted to do. And first thing was a dancer. Mama, I want to be a dancer. No, you can't do that. It was always, no, you can't do this. I thought she was jealous of me, right? I mean, what is a kid to think? What is an adult, having been the kid of my mother, supposed to think? No, you go be a secretary, honey. And I'm like, I hate that shit. I'm not disrespecting secretaries who that's their career, they're good at it, and they love it. God bless you. We need you. That is not me. And in my book that I wrote, my dance, can you get me my Dance Warrior books?
Sure.
Thank you, beloved. I actually gave this point of view, thinking that my mother was jealous of me. I gave the point of view that she just wanted me to be a secretary, so I had something to fall back on. And I told the story too. We made a compromise that I would be a secretary and I would use it to fall back on while I was pursuing my career. Now, during this whole time of growing up, oh, thank you, love. Where's the other one? The inspirations one. We have a shitload of these books. I don't know. Here's 2 of them. I don't know how many I've written at this point. Like 30, I think. Is it there?
Yeah, sure.
It's somewhere. So in my books, I don't remember which one really. I think this one has more. I don't know. I was reading one of my own books and I'm like, did I write this? Yes, is the answer. But sometimes, you know, you forget what you write. Oh, I like this one. It's alright, don't worry about it. It's somewhere. So I talk about what I thought was going down with my mom and what she was, it looked like what she was doing to me, shaping me. You must be a secretary. It's like, I hate this stuff so much. I wanted to be a performer. So then we had the opposite. My Nona. She was a beautiful woman. I have a picture of her in here somewhere. And she was the one steering me to be a performer because she knew that was my thing. I was good at it. I knew I was good at it. I wanted to do it. I'm still gonna do it. So screw you guys. You're assholes towards me. It ain't gonna work. I'm finding this picture because she was just so, God, drop dead gorgeous. And, you know, I wanted to excel. Oh, here she is. Look at this beauty. Look at that. Can you see this? Wait, put it. I don't know where to put it. Oh, good. You can see it. My mother, she was like Gerber baby perfect, and my grandmother. See, look. She's a dancer. I have a picture of me doing the same move, but it's like this upside down. I took after her, obviously. And, you know, she wanted me to do all of this incredible stuff. So I'm like, let's do it. And then I have the other side of my mom saying, no, you must be a secretary, you must do this, you must do that, because that's what she did. She wanted to be an astronaut. She should have been the first female astronaut. Yeah, check it out. She was that brilliant. Oh my God. She could do all these math problems. I'm like, just stop, Mom. It's not my thing. Let me just fail, you know. Oh, it was a nightmare getting me through math. But I actually have a good mathematical mind. It was the dysgraphic dyslexia thing that I whatever, that made me not able to understand and do it properly. But anyway, so I have my mom's issues working against me with the whole dancing thing. And then throughout the whole thing of, like I was saying, growing up, I found other things. I thought, well, okay, maybe it's just the dancing she wasn't like. Mom, I want to be a singer. Oh, no. Sing that David Bowie song again with me. And see, you're going flat here. How the hell did she know? Then sing it for my grandmother. It was the Space Oddity song. Ground control to major tom. I picked up the harmonies. I had a good ear and all this stuff. And my grandmother said, no, you're actually really good. And that's a real easy song to sing. So she taught me Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she used to sing in bars. I know, right? My grandmother gave up her aspirations to be a performer to raise two beautiful daughters, and they were beautiful. Yes, because as of last year, somehow my Aunt Diane, she died going into the hospital with a bladder infection, and then she was in a coma. President Trump, you need to help us. Okay. So, yeah, I'm a little pissed off. I don't even remember the date she died, and I'm not going to. I'm not memorializing it, because you know what? These evil people who may or may not be involved, they at least know the date, and they like to traumatize me by making a big thing come up in our, like, Google feeds and shit like that. And I'm like, that's it. So I don't even remember. Even if they put the date and stuff in front of me, it wouldn't even click or ring a bell. So I'm done with that. No more signs, no more memorializing anything, because these people are just evil. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I guess Mom doesn't like the singing. So let me try the writing. So once I had a good grasp of the English language, which is very, very young, my mom was always wanting me to learn, you know, the 50-cent words. So we played Scrabble and all these other things, and I read a lot. She'd always throw these books in front of me. I was very well read. And I was turned off by it at first, and then I picked it up again, and I understood why my mom wanted me to do it, and she's smart. But I became a writer too, and I was writing these incredible stories, and she's like, wow, and I heard her, they're really good. And she just never encouraged me to become a writer. So I remember I was watching an Aaron Spelling episode, Heart to Heart actually, and I said, I can do better than that. Sorry guys, and I know some of these writers, I love you, it's not like that. And actually, at my age, they were twice my age. And I did. I wrote a phenomenal script, and the show was canceled. But it was, you know what, let's just save that cat. We're gonna put that cat back in that bag right now. But I ended up working for him. So I didn't suck, and it was very interesting. So we had all of these things that went on with my life, and I'm like, okay, why is it that I know I'm good, but all of these people kept pushing me down? Teachers when I was in grade school, all of this, and I'm like, And then so now we are present time. What the hell is going on in my life? And thank you to my beloved over here, who's like, Mom, you don't think, right?
Yeah.
And then he started just pulling things apart, and he's like, this isn't a coincidence, and he started showing me, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty extreme, I don't know, hon. And then it just dawned on me one day, I started finding clues from my past, pictures, scripts, all this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, my son is 100% right. I now believe that my mom wasn't trying to be jealous of me, although I do think there was some element of that, because she wouldn't even let me name my doll Cindy, you know, as in Brady Bunch Cindy. But she could name, it was actually Cynthia. I like the name Cynthia, but she was able to name her plant Cynthia, and I'm like, yeah, there's a little jealousy there, I think. I talk about it in my book, and I'm not trying to disparage her. I love her. We all have faults and flaws, and I talk about them in my books very openly. I do on my videos too. I don't care, we're human. Isn't that why we have a higher power? Isn't that why we have Jesus, to put us in our perspective places, to say, yeah, you're made of dirt. All of us, even you corporation, whoever they are, I call them the corporation, without naming names, because I really don't know who they are. This is doing this to me. I know where my work ends up. I know the output. I know the tentacles and the neck of the octopus, but what's the head? We're going to figure it out. And yeah, so I don't think it was just jealousy. I think she was trying to tell me that I was kind of betrothed, in a sense, to being a secretary. And I use that word heavily, and I choose that word because it was like I was being married to a job. I was being cast. And my grandfather worked with a lot of shady people, and I don't want to say I'm embarrassed, because I had nothing to do with it. He raped me. I had nothing to do with it. I was a kid. He raped my mother. This is all public knowledge now. I don't care if I talk about it. It's horrible what happened. And it seems that other people in my family knew about this before she told me. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, thanks, you know? I'm like, what, you know? Whatever. That's water under the bridge. I can't change anything. These people are dead. So, and even if they were alive, really. So, as you know, I created Red Ribbons, the dance. Red Ribbons, the dance. And the story of that is in here. I had to document it. I wasn't even wanting to write half of these books at this time. I was like, I'll wait. And then I saw where this was going, that my life stories were being stolen and put on other people, celebrities, doctors, you name it, just anybody and everybody in any profession. And I was like, okay, this is bullshit. This is more than just plagiarism. Something really weird is going on here. So I think because of my grandfather's shady dealings and his connections and all that other stuff, because of what happened, I think that made me a target, made my whole family a target. And that's a problem. I have nothing to do with these people. I think if I am right, and if my son and everybody around us who is helping us try to figure this out, if we're all right, you know, I denounce them, renounce them, I disown them. I don't want anything to do with these people because they're quite disgusting. The unfortunate thing is they're trying to vet me, and I don't want to be vetted. I don't want to have anything to do with these people. I want to make my own films, okay? I want to do my own productions, or dances, my books. I want to publish my own stuff. I don't want them getting their grubby little paws on me, and they're not happy about this, and you know, so here we are running from place to place trying to figure out what to do. I'm not going to succumb. That option is not conceivable. It's I'll lose. I don't want to be anybody's concubine. They made me their Scheherazade, unbeknownst to me. You know, I didn't realize I was writing to keep my pathetic life. Not that I'm pathetic, but they made my life pathetic in a sense, because they kept diminishing me, taking away. And I thought it was just pure happenstance and pure shit that happens, you know, shit happens. And then I'm like, wait, it can't be. And my son's like, Mom, it can't be. And then we started gathering the evidence that was pointing to, it wasn't a coincidence. This is really shit happening, bad stuff. And the only way this can happen is people injecting it into it, influencing it. And granted, a lot of these hint drops and things, and I'm quoting my son, they could be in the thousands, and maybe 999 of them we will miss and not see and not run into. But it's just that one. And it could do a lot of damage and destruction. We have video, we have security cameras picking up all of this stuff, with people putting stuff on our property and screwing with our vehicle, messing with it, and oh my gosh, the horrible things that they have done to us. And you can see it live happening. We're sitting in our car, and the security camera was recording audio, and people, or a person, we don't even know who these people are, they were accessing our vehicle by using our code somehow and unlocking and locking our vehicle doors. And it just didn't happen once, it just didn't happen twice, a lot actually, 7, 8 times now I think that we're aware of. And you know, we had a young lady just barge right into our car while we're sitting in it. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? Get the fuck out of our car. I think that's exactly what I said. You know, people, look at her videos. People were blowing smoke into our vehicle, standing right behind the window, facing it, and smoking their cigarettes and blowing it into our vehicle. And then it looks like they're trying to put something underneath the wheel well of our vehicle. And we call the cops, and they're like, we ended up making them take the report. You shouldn't have to make a police officer take a report. They were trespassing. Trespassing. I mean, there's signs all around. They're not allowed onto the property. They obviously, you could see it in the video. They were on the property. I don't know if it looked like they saw either one of my family members, or maybe they saw me or us sitting in the car, and that's why they got startled and they didn't finish what they were going to do. But nonetheless, we heard them connect to our vehicle. There was nothing put under there that we know of, but I've lived a long enough time to know this is not a coincidence. We've been targeted, and not only do we not like it, but in speaking out and speaking up about this, we know we're 100% right, because a lot of the people, they ignored us. We even wrote to the Veterans Office, the Veterans Affairs Office, saying this may or may not have anything to do with you yet. But I told them about my father's car accidents, and he's a veteran, and all the things that the veterans in my family have had to endure. I think it's all connected. I think we're all targets. Me mainly, because I'm the one who's creating this stuff, and they just want it. The whole thing. Look at my other videos. Going back maybe 6 months now, where I make the charts. You know, I have my pen and paper and my pad, right? And I'm making a diagram of how they stripped all these things away from me so they can make more money. So if I have 10 talents, they can make 10 times the amount of money if they strip my talents from me by stealing my work, eavesdropping, and just, you know, whoever, you know, oh, really? Really? They're just taking everything out of here. And, you know, me too, you know, hey, not what I intended. And they basically, they prostitute my work. They fornicate with my work in a sense, and they fornicate my work because that is not what I wanted my work to represent. And they slap a label on it, market it, and there you go, bam, it's this product now. And I'm like, that's a derivative product of many of my products that was cherry-picked, and you market it like this? It's so easily traced now. I mean, we've got some people trying to use red ribbons for different things. You know, I said, I want to do Red Ribbon Week with our red ribbons trademark and everything. We own the trademark. Rubans Rouges means red ribbons. We own it in French and in English because these people are going to have problems. And I'm like, no. And we had an attorney who screwed up our trademark and wouldn't list it under a non-profit thing. It's like, oh, they don't have that anymore. It's like, well, really? Well, somebody else that did it, they were able to use it, and we have notes and everything. We videotaped the whole contents of the envelopes and all of these things. Notes is very clear. And it's very clear what we do. It's like, this is not something that is not apparent, let's put it that way. So our whole business was started based on this. So it's very evil, and I'm sure I'll come up with that term to describe some people. So, you know, justice will be had because we're going to sue a lot of people, and we're going to win. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm not tolerating this shit anymore. I mean, really, this is what the Jews had to endure. It's part of my heritage. It's like anybody opening their eyes, are you listening, are you watching? Essential and non-essential workers. That should grip you in your heart and shatter it. If it doesn't, there's something wrong with you, I think. Because we've talked about this in private many times. We were watching Schindler's List, actually, and it's actually Schindler. And I'm German too. And I'm also Swiss, I'm Austrian, all these wonderful things. And, you know, that's not so wonderful in the Holocaust. So it's like, why is it that nobody is seeing this? Or if somebody is seeing this, it's like they're being suppressed, like I am, like we are. It's happening again. And we have talked about this years ago. And I said, you know, if somebody was evil enough and they wanted to control the world, they would have to do that again. And what form would it take? See, when we watch films, we do a lot of what happened during the French New Wave of cinema. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And it's exciting. You go see a film, and you're not just seeing the film, it's something that sparks the imagination. So you go out and you have coffee later, and a nice dessert, cheese, wine, and you dissect it, and everybody will have different opinions. And instead of getting into these ugly arguments and calling each other names, oh, you're a racist, oh, you're this and that. No, it's like, okay, I didn't think of it that way. Sure, you can debate, but it doesn't get ugly. You know what I'm saying? We need to return to that. So I adopted that. I'm also French, and I studied the French New Wave cinema movement, and I enjoyed it. Some of the films this is so boring. Where's the story? Because, you know, we're Americanized filmmakers, right? And viewers. But you have to retrain your mind and be open and decide there's value in everything. Really, you can find value even in evil things because you can learn from them. And so with the French New Wave cinema movement, we were able to incorporate that into my family lifestyle. It's something I really like. And we not only can extrapolate from their knowledge of presenting ideas, but we also learned what comes after seeing the film. Let it move you in some way. So we have, and we let it move us in some way to where we can talk about these things and discuss these subjects. And we were discussing what happened in the film Schindler's List and all these things. And we watched it again recently, and we wrote everything down. Go look at our Twitter account. It's at Rubans Rouges, or just go to our rubansrougedance.com website, scroll down, click on the bird. The bird. Sorry, I had to. And you can see what we've been tweeting about and sharing, and all the coincidences. I don't think so with COVID and the marketing of it. Yes, this thing has been marketed. It's almost a very finely tuned machine, except there's so many holes in it. And I am just really disgusted at the whole thing. Too many people have died from whatever this is, and I don't think we're being told the truth at all. At all. And they're trying to set up this COVID thing. It's like, thou shalt not speak against the holy document, in a sense. And I'm like, screw that. I'm going to question everything. I'm not going to say don't wear a mask just in case, but can you get me the masks, please? A sampling. They're all in my backpack. I will give you my ideas and recommendations and suggestions, though, and check with your doctor. So all of this, we start with my mother, we start with me talking about my script. Yes, I was one of the first females who penned a really damn good script at the age of, actually I started this when I was 14. And I wrote it for my mother because I thought she was strong. She was. I'm stronger. Where's all of my things? Oh, they're hanging up. Can you get them? I disinfected them. Yes, please. I want to make a point. This is going to be strong. Okay, so, what? 27, okay. What's happening? You gotta put that lower in the frame. It's a crab or a lobster. I don't know what this is. I wasn't kidding. That's my crew, my film crew right now. Oh, good, these dried. I gotta get new ones. They're not coming clean. So, there are different types of masks, and I'm gonna get to that. I think I'm actually, maybe I'll make that a part 2 of this video. Let me not get too far off. But, you know, so we're watching Schindler's List and all this, and so we're coming forward. And the more we come forward with this, it's like, how is this related to what's going on in my life? And we found some really eerie, creepy connections. And it's not only the Jewish heritage thing, it's just, well, these people are listening, obviously, to us. There's so many articles out there how it happens, people. What they don't keep connecting the dots to is, what do they do with that material that they admitted that they were recording? I think I know. So yeah, just connect the dots a little further. Won't be too hard. Won't be much longer. I'm really pissed. You saw what happened to Flynn, all these other people. I'm a high-profile target because of my grandfather, his connections, you know. You don't get a job that he had working as the manager in the Golden Nugget. I think it was the poker room there too. And at the Mirage, methinks not. You know, at the time, I worked for him. Yeah, I worked for the guy who raped me. It was money. I didn't care. And I made $6.66 an hour. You know that?
Yeah.
I still have my old stubs. It's bullshit. These people are trying to drop hints even back then, you know, the whole marking me with the devil type of thing. Sorry, but I'm not. You are. And Hi. Okay, part 2 to whatever this is going to be called. And yeah, I worked for my grandfather. The very guy who raped me stood my husband. I'm not kidding. I don't want to say, oh, I got over it. Not like that. I healed. Took time. Took time. You know. And there's still love that I have for my grandfather, and also a mix of hatred for what he did. It's hard. How do you manage that? Well, you do. And only a very sane, rational, healed, healthy in every way human being can do that. I couldn't minister all of this stuff that I do. I couldn't share all of this stuff. I'm not saying that sometimes it wasn't hard, but I couldn't do it if I wasn't healed. And, you know, as I get closer to the center of the onion, healing has a process, and it has layers like an onion. I'm getting to the center. I'm finding out exactly the nucleus of this bullshit in my life, okay? So I'm sharing it with you guys, A, because if something happens to me, it's documented. And then you guys can carry on and go after these SOBs for me. But, you know, I have board members, family that I know I trust, certain people who are way up here above a lot of people, and they have my information too. So, you know, hey, the more the merrier. And I can't be silent with this. It's not fair to my family who is dead or alive. You know? And if there's some vindication to be had for my grandfather even, you know, how much was he forced into it? He did do what he did, and I'm not going to excuse that. Even if you're forced into something, you always have a choice. Like, I have a choice, and I chose to risk my life. It was already risked anyway, unbeknownst to me, and then, you know, car accidents and all this stuff. Oh, and then the backpedaling excuses. Oh no, well actually, kiss it. I ain't buying it. Too much. So, it's just very interesting, isn't it? And President Trump, you've got to name names. You have got to bring all of this public. I have shared everything with him, my family, board members. I don't even know everybody who has shared everything. And beloved, you might hate the president. Too bad. Go share with him. He can help. I guarantee you. But it's frustrating to wait. President Trump, yeah, you might want to help us sooner than later. And, like, fully, completely help us. And we're not going to rest until this is settled. Where we win, and I live to be 150 years old. Beautiful and young. Healthy, happy, living my dream. Other people are allowed to do it. Why can't I? Because I was their best kept secret as long as they could keep me a secret. A lot of the things that you see in the media are coming from certain places, people. And we are not going into another restaurant until we are guaranteed, and I'm not accusing anybody, that we're guaranteed that our conversations stay at our table and are the eye in the sky, listening, oh really? And then carrying it to other people and making money selling those ideas or anything we're talking about. You know, there was something that was done where, gee, remember how going to shows, like the shows we produce, live entertainment, and going to restaurants was a deductibility? Well, I'm just wondering if that deductibility was undone, not only to try to destroy good business, but because somebody knew, perhaps, possibly, that eye in the sky was doing something it shouldn't be doing to all these people, right? Business meetings. Good God, could you imagine I'm having a business meeting hoping that it stays confidential? Even if you're in a public place, you still have a right to having you know, space privacy, especially not cameras listening in and then giving it to their competitors or selling the ideas to somebody completely different. I mean, come on now. I don't trust, and I will not eat and dine in another restaurant until I personally am guaranteed. Well, this might not be happening, or it might. All I know is that there's been some very interesting things that President Trump has been bringing to the forefront, and we did a little of our own research and compared some notes, and I'm like, holy shit. Explains a couple things. Explains a lot of things. We've been lied to, people. I'm not saying President Trump's lying to us. He's trying to uncover the truth. Look, you gotta look at it this way. Why are so many people in the media hating on him? And supposedly the entertainers are too. Look, I worked in the entertainment industry. I am an entertainer. They want these entertainers, most of them, to have their vetted public relations people. I know for a fact that half of these celebrities don't even know that there was an article written and they were quoted, because they trust their representatives, take care of it. And even if they don't trust their representatives, they can't say anything. I can, because I don't give a shit. And I'm brave, and I'm risking everything. I mean, I'm risking my life. I know it. Not that I don't care. It's just like, I had no life anyway. And all these people around me were dying, and I'm like, they didn't even say anything. So it's like, I'm not gonna be a sitting duck. I'm gonna say something. So I did. I'm like, this is gonna stop right here, right now. And it did. So I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to understand this. And Google, YouTube, wherever the hell you are, you need to stop faking it and pretending like we're not getting the views. Because I know for a fact we actually asked some people, hey, can you just check and see? And our views aren't going up on our videos. I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views. And I was bringing up very controversial stuff then too. So, you're full of shit. Suppressing my voice, all this other stuff, yeah. So then we have to question, what is your influence on all of this? And is there an influence? I don't want to falsely accuse you, but I'm asking questions. So, anyway. And I'm not the first one to bitch out Google or YouTube, please. But it's just hitting too close to the mark for us. Okay, so, you see, my mom telling me, oh, maybe you should do secretarial work. So this is what I'm talking about. So she said later on in my life, because I asked her, why did you do that? I wanted to spare you, you know, the casting couch and all of this other stuff. It was happening even though I wasn't working at the time in the industry. In other industries. She didn't realize if I was going to be anything in life that was going to make anything more than minimum wage, I had to screw people. That's a problem. Because that's not my character. So, yeah. Or I had to play the game and don't say anything. No, probably won't happen on my watch. Call me a bitch. Call me not a team player. I just don't like evil people plotting. So, of course, I'm not going to be a team player on the side of evil. I'm going to be a team player for the side of good. We all should be doing that. And I question your morals and ethics. What the hell happened to you? Who raised you that you had to be this way? Pretty sick. Because you are now propagating my pain. Somehow. Or somebody else's pain. Or your own pain. You gave up. Because it was easier, wasn't it? I had so many opportunities. Hey, screw this guy, you'll get an agent. You know, somebody grabbing me here and there, I'm Italian, okay, no big deal. They grab my husband's ass right in front of me, they grab my ass in front of him, okay, whatever. If they're friends, we know them, okay. But if it goes too far, that's a problem. You know, the ass grab that goes a little too far front, that's where I might be smiling and saying, why'd you do that? And then I'm thinking, I'm gonna kill you. But I've learned since I was a young lady, because that happened to me, not to even let it get that far anymore. So, you know, it's a very hard place to be, but I decided I'm not a slut. I'm not desperate. So that didn't sit well. So then they're trying to figure out, well, what do we do with her? How can she be a concubine for us and not be a concubine? The answer is it doesn't work. So then I was approached. The more we talk on the phone, the better it is for all of us. And then my phone conversation contents ended up being put on celebrities, people in government, as if it were their ideas, or if it really happened in their lifetime, and it didn't. Remember that?
Yeah.
We have documentation of this. And I'm like, this is bad. This is really, really bad. And these people, the corporation, for lack of a better term, like I said, I'm not going to name names, I don't know who these people are, they would make sure that I would find out it was in use. And I'm like, is it to dig, you know, to kind of say, haha, or was it to verify, we took something from you and maybe we will give you a breadcrumb or crumbs off of the table and scraps on the floor that you can feed from. And that would be the case. And we figured it out by a process of deduction and elimination, that's what they were doing. It's never going to be, hey, we want to vet you. They don't put it in writing. They don't even say it to your face saying, hey, look, we want to vet you, so, you know, do all this we say and you're going to be okay. It's got to be done by hip drops. Why? Because they try to protect themselves legally. But what they don't realize is that we have it all documented and it presents a very clear pathway in case. Oops. Not on our behalf, but on your behalf, you evil people. And, you know, and so we just gave the right people, hopefully, this information. So even if all of our stuff disappeared, and it won't, because they will really be nailed, but we have hundreds of copies in the right places, so, you know, of everything. But what I'm trying to say, that this, you know, it creates a pathway, it creates a pattern. And so here, another form of vetting me. I don't know if I like that. Here I am with 100% of the one creating the work or having lived a certain life, which I did, and it's mine. I don't want people picking at my petals and glorifying themselves, saying, it was me. I'm the one who's going to free the sexually enslaved. I was like, to hell with you. You were never sexually enslaved to begin with. Who are you? Now, some people have been sexually abused. I'm not saying that they haven't been. They could be lying. I don't know. Hope not. My heart feels for all of these people. So I don't even want to go there because I think that's a dangerous place to go. We've made such headway. But I've been heralding certain things for a very long time. Look at our baby does heartbeat. Again, same thing, same type of thing. It's a form of abuse. It was children being birthed and then dumped wherever to be killed, basically. It's attempted murder. If they die, it's murder, no matter what reason they give. And we did a very groundbreaking film. Buried, went to PBS, went to so many different things, but we finally found somebody who would air it. And they did, and because it was under 49%, I forget what it is, of the country viewing it, you know, it was considered regional. But we were nominated for Emmys. I think there were 5 total. So we don't suck. But then some opposition won, and I'm like, why does that sound familiar? And then we're like, what was our phone company when we were talking about these things? You know how I talked about the restaurants? Well, I really hope to God that phone companies don't record our conversations, save them, and then delve them out to the highest bidder. Because it would explain a lot of things. Not accusing, I'm questioning. And so there's that to be concerned about. So it makes me a target, doesn't it? Not only because of probably my grandfather's history, and the people he knew. I was told that it goes like this. Now, I don't know if this is lore or fact or myth. I don't know. I have a feeling I do, but that the family is in deep shit Arkansas if somebody doesn't like whoever the head was. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandfather. If somebody didn't like my grandfather, then my whole family's screwed. Even though we didn't have anything to do with that shit, you know? So I want protection, obviously. I'm a Christian Jew. I believe Jesus is my savior. Even though the Jews don't and deny him, I don't care. It's called Messianic Christianity or Messianic Jew. I don't care how you refer to it. But that is exactly what we are, and I am very proud of it, and I'm glad. I don't want to have anything to do with sinful people or sinful behavior and criminal behavior, none of that. You don't fill in the blanks with all those possible words, and I shouldn't have to pay a price for something I didn't do. I mean, for crying out loud. I was like 3.5 years old. I just wanted to love people and help them and be what I was created to be by our Creator, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Wanted me to be a dancer, a writer, a singer, just a well-rounded human being and performer. And I should have that. Why not? Other people do. You know that old saying, selling your soul? It goes beyond that, beloveds. I think a lot of people are doing things they hate. You hear, oh, I wanted to do that, but I ended up this because it's kismet. Oh, that's just the way it works. No, it's not just the way it works. It's not just the way it works. Okay? And I'm really getting sick and tired of these people trying to tell me what I can do. We have freedom in this country. If they want to start lording over people like that, go to, wait, what is that? Socialism? Communism? Go to Russia. You wouldn't last 2 minutes in Russia. You know, go make your own country somewhere. It's not in the United States of America, and I'm going to make sure that if what I'm saying is 100% right, and I think we're batting an average around 76%, which is pretty damn good, considering that we have no money and we just have, what we have is talent and intuition, and we're not stupid, just being smart. So, yeah, not bad at all. I'm going to see to it that this never happens again to another human being at all. I'm going to make sure it never happens to anyone, because this is just disgraceful, it's disgusting, it's vile. It's really bad. So, there you go. I was supposedly the weakest of the family, and here I am outlasting all of them. Here I am actually fighting on their behalf, and they're dead. I'm this petite little woman, okay? And I'm surrounded by all these very tall, strong men. Just stop. This is what I was talking about before. Women can do amazing, mighty things. You see this? You see this? I knew even as a kid. It's a strong story. We're gonna make this. I don't care if Disney is making a female-oriented pirate film. Did you see that? Hollywood Reporter released it. Better not be anything like mine. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if we do it after them, because you know what? This, I guarantee you, came first. Right?
Yep.
So all these people in grade school, these teachers, I had one, she was new. She was the only one that was saying, oh, you have so much talent. But she was new, so she wasn't vetted in yet. And she didn't last very long from what I understood. She was a good person. I think they were all told to push me down. Yeah, she's talented, but make her think that she's stupid and she can't do anything right. Yeah. Meanwhile, in my backyard with my grandmother and my best friend, we were just doing our thing. I did my thing by myself most of all. Meaning, dancing and singing and performing and honing my craft. Meanwhile, everybody else is pretending I'm the teacher's pet. I'm better than you. You know where they are now? One of them actually is dead. It happened right off of Union Street. I can say this shit now because, hey, bad guys know all of this stuff about me. You guys might as well too. At least I can get some good guys on my side. You know? I was like, why are all these evil people drawn to me? What's wrong with me? It wasn't me. It was the corporation putting these people in my life to cause havoc, to incite things, to, oh, that's great, dialogue for my show, dialogue for my script. No, no, no. It's dialogue for my fucking scripts, you goddamn assholes. My life. My life, not yours. Go get yourselves your own life. But you know what? You're too fucking shallow. So no, you get to sit in the back seat. I am not doing it anymore. I win. And I will keep winning, and I'm gonna just fucking legally massacre everybody who has done anything slightly wrong to me. You all have to pay the price. Unless you get on the boat. Get on my boat. Thank you. You'll help me. If you don't. You know that line from Titanic? She's made of iron, so I assure you she'll sink. Yes. That is exactly what sin does, and lies. So, sucks to be you guys. Now, if you happen to be one of my mentors and friends who have ever fucked me over, I really strongly recommend that you start being very nice to me, and you help me, and you tell me what they told you to do to me. That is your only chance in hell or heaven or earth. Yeah. So, I can't show mercy. I need to have my life back, because everybody who comes after me needs to be able to as well. I have degrees, I have credits, I have knowledge, I have skills, so hey. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one off here, and we're gonna go to the next one. Can you? Oh my god, I'm freezing.